Hey, is it, can you guys can you hear me? Just type in if you could hear me because I cannot hear myself. So just give me a thumbs up or something so I know that you're hearing me. Hey, Miss P. Oh, try to mute it. Oh. Hi, Demetria. Good night. Oh, yes, you can hear me clearly. Thank you, because I can't hear anything back. So thanks for the feedback. Thank you. Thank you. You like it? Oh, thank you. It's a whole crown going on. See? It's a whole crown going on. I'm thinking about adding some more stuff to it. The actual healing your silence. I'm thinking about adding it to the background here too. This way you can see the channel in the background. But come on in, guys. Thank you. Hey, Shamelia. Oh my God. I'm so used to typing. I'm getting ready to type back in the message in the thing to you guys. I'm so used to type and say, hey guys, or hearts, hearts, hearts. Yeah, I love the hearts. I love the love. Yes. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you guys coming over to hang out with me tonight. I so appreciate it. I so appreciate it. I do not want to waste too much time because I know you guys' time is very precious. So thank you. Hey, Erica. Good night, my love. How are you? Welcome. Welcome. Listen, guys. I thought I was nervous, right? But being with my same family, how could I be nervous? Like y'all made me feel so comfortable. I appreciate y'all so much, so much. Thank you guys so much. Our family, Hario, Chelly, I forgot Telsha's channel, MPD, right? On relationship, like the T on MPD. There's so many channels, even Alicia Breeze, like we have so many support out here. And I love our brothers and sisters for sharing with us the things that they've gone through. And I think it's my time now to sit here to talk to you guys about my journey. And this time I want my channel to speak mostly about having children with the narcissist. So I'm not sure how many of you guys had an opportunity to have children with the narcissist. But I did have a child or children's. I'm adding an S to the children's because it's a little unique situation. But I want to share with you guys a little bit about my journey, how it started, and then we could talk about the children, the having children journey, because I want us to talk about how this affects the children involved and also who else is being affected by going through this type of narcissistic abuse, because a lot of times the children's voice is not heard. So I wanted to incorporate that into this channel. So when we speak, it's a comfortable, safe zone. So I definitely want you guys to feel comfortable to ask me questions at the end or even type the questions in and we'll talk about it as we go along. So without further ado, welcome. We'll go ahead and get started with the family of us that's here. I'm excited. Thank you guys again. Welcome, welcome. So I could tell you, I met the NARC when I was much younger. I was born in Jamaica and I grew up there for a short period of time, but I think it was about 10 or 11 when I left Jamaica. And that's when I met the NARC. He was about 15, so we're kids. And I used to play in church plays and be on stage and acting in church plays and stuff like that. And he will always be at the window watching me perform and stuff like that. But he's a friend of my family. So, family friend. And I didn't think anything of it. So I migrated to America, and I don't know what happened with him. But I remember talking to a mutual friend of ours one day, and the friend said, "You know who's been asking for you?" Let's say his name is Tommy, right? For privacy purposes, for who don't know. So let's say his name is Tommy. So he was like, Tommy's been asking for you. And I'm like, yeah. He was like, yeah, he always asks about you. Every time he comes around, he asks about you. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll hit him up, or, he could call me. So he gave me his number and I reached out to him. When he answered the phone, he was very aggressive. When he answered the phone, he was like, hello. And I was like, whoa. I was like, hey, this is Tina, such and such cousin. But listen, if you don't want me to call back your phone, I ain't got to call back your phone. And he was like, no. I didn't know it was you. Oh my God, I'm so happy to hear from you. Yada, yada, yada. And the story goes on and on. So after 2 weeks of talking to him back and forth on the phone, he said something to me. He said, I love you. I snapped. I said, what do you know about love? I said, is this just a loosey-goosey word that you guys just throw around thinking it's all cute because you have nothing else to say? Is that what you do with the word I love you? That's all you could say? I was young, but I knew enough to say, like, you don't know me to love me. And I just got mad and I snapped at him. So he kind of fell back a little bit. Hey, Kaya, good night, my love. Welcome on in. Thanks again for joining. So I really got upset with him, but we continued to talk, and I already had a pre-trip plan to go to Jamaica. I went out there about a month later, met up with him and hung out, and it was like we know, the best 5 days of my life. Must I say, it was the best 5 days of my life. That's what it felt like. But we had a really good time, and because of the family, friend, and everything, I didn't think, like I said, my guards were down. I did not had a reason to question anything, promise you, because I thought it was someone that I knew or was so close to my family that I'm not thinking about anything at all. But I never knew him as an adult. I just knew him as a child. And I skipped out those years of adulthood with him to know what he's like as a person. Moving on. So about 3 months later, yeah, we got married. You guessed it. We got married 3 months later. And the reason we got married, no excuses, so I'll let you know up front. We got married because he was living in Jamaica and I'm here. So it was like, in order for this relationship to work, one of us gonna have to relocate, apparently, right? So we both agreed that he would try to come here first. And me, being as young as I was, I said, just in case if that didn't work out, then I would move out there. As I said before, young and thought I was in love, willing to do anything. Yes, Miss P, proposing after 3 months. But let me tell you, it wasn't even a proposal. It was just an agreement. It was not a proposal. It was just an agreement. Yeah, just an agreement. But moving right along, right? When I met him, I knew I asked him, are you seeing anyone? Do you have any children? All these questions that you think you could ask. I was young, beautiful, had a good job, you name it. We could go down the list. That's not relevant at this point, right? But yeah, we did it. We got married. Within 6 months or so, he was here. That's how fast the paper was. There was no itch. I didn't have no records or any issues for there to be any hiccups in our paperwork. So he was here like super quickly. There's a lot of in between, which I won't talk about that now, but we could definitely share that at a later time, right? But here goes now. He's here in America, having children now with the narcissist. This is how it got started. So I wanted to give that brief intro of how it got to here. So because he's here now in the country, and I'm excited, right? I'm young, he's taller than me, all the little things that you think you want in a man, like I thought I had it. But I didn't realize there wasn't any substance or the relevant things. I didn't realize there wasn't anything like that, right? But I was working a good job and he just started. So I wanted to help him get set up. So driver's license, CDL license, security license, everything you could think of. I'm like, hey, get on your feet because we're going to do this together, right? Okay. I just kept noticing every day, like something just don't seem right. Like nothing felt right. And he would pressure me every day to have a baby with him, just pressuring me every day about having a baby. And I'm like, for what? Like, I just want to have my career. I have a lot of things to do. Like, I'm not looking about a baby right now. Then he started to insult me like, oh, you don't want to have a baby with me, but I bet you your other guys, they know how to get you pregnant. I guess it's me. I don't know how to get you pregnant. Stressing me out. Constantly, like everyday arguments home just about having a baby or having children or arguing every day. So there's always a reason for him to be distanced because he's arguing about having a baby. And it seems as if I'm the one who's not coming through for having a baby. And then I started to feel bad. I started to go inward that maybe something is wrong with me. Like, I felt so horrible. Like I shut down. I didn't tell anyone what was going on because I didn't know what was going on either. I started to research doctors. That's how much he was pressuring me. I started to research doctors to see what kind of help we could get for like what can we help? What could be done? I was so like lost. I found a doctor out in Long Island that specializes in IVF. So we started going to the doctor, started getting IVF. And I used to be up at 5 a.m. and drove all the way out to Long Island. I think I'm at exit maybe 13. I'm at exit 13 or whatever. And I would drive out all the way to exit 48. That's a long drive in the morning. And I had to be at my appointments for 6 or 6:30 in the morning in order for them to know when I'm fertilizing or, when I'm fertile. What do you call it again? When I'm ovulating. Woo, there you go. When I'm ovulating. And at that time, I was just like, I did not know. Hey, Miss Long Island lady. I did not know exactly like what's going to happen. So the doctor explained everything to us. He did his sperm tests. I'm doing for eggs and we're doing all the ovulating stuff. They're making sure. So they would pull eggs from me to get them fertilized, but I would have to go to the appointment every morning and 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:30. And during these exams, they're pulling eggs, or I would have to take home a packet with intramuscular shots. So I would have to inject them in my buttocks. So every night at a specific time, I'd have to get the injection, fill it up, and just to inject myself into my, you heard the babies, right? Yeah, my eyes popped open, but as a mom, this is what it is. This is live, real stuff. I am a mom, full-time mom too. So I would get the intramuscular shots in my butt. And I remember one day I went to Brooklyn with him to go visit my uncle. And I thought I was going to die that night because they were smoking and I was sitting to the side. And with all that smoke that got into my system, by the time we left and I was driving, I couldn't see anything. I literally was blocking out, like completely almost passed out. And I remember getting out of the back of the car and he ran across the street to get a bottle of water or something for me. And he was just like losing it. Like he thought I was going to die as well too, because all that came into my system with all the intramuscular shots that I was getting. So, with that being said, he kept, going and going. We tried several times. And I think the second time when we tried, we got pregnant with twins. Was very excited when I found out, we were having twins and stuff like that. Everyone was excited, everyone. And, as we continue on, with our pregnancy, I was about 5 months out. Well, I was about 4 months out, and he had packed up and left and went to another state and left me, saying he went to look for work or something like that. When he came back, he asked me to pick him up. I picked him up. He came back home. That same night, a young lady kept calling the phone, constantly calling his phone, and he's not answering. He's like, why is she calling my cousin? My cousin is not here with me. He's at his house. Why don't she call his house? Okay, the person called 2 more times. On the second time, he gave me the phone and I answered it. The young lady came on the phone and said that she's pregnant by him, and she's in Connecticut and she's pregnant by him. I lost it, and I do not condone violence. I don't. It's not okay at all, man or woman. I do not condone it. But I lost it, and I let him have it. And I kept it walking. I plead the fifth. I did not say anything, but like I said, I do not condone violence, and I kept it walking on the street. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I was mad. I lost my mind. I did not know who I was. Like, I was so numb because I was so caught up in everything about this person that I brought you here. We're doing this together. Everything. I'm pregnant. Like, what are you doing to me? So I was numb. I was sitting on the street. I was walking down the street, holding my head, going crazy. I sat on the side of the road, just like going crazy, pregnant and all and everything, and just like losing it. Because how could you do, like, this is crazy? What? And he's like, oh, I didn't do anything with her. She's lying. And just because she saw that you came and picked me up, she was, that's where she got mad and was calling, whatever. I didn't do anything with her. I only paid her to do oral. What? Anyway, that's how that started. So dealing with everything kept going on and on. That turned out not to be true, but what were you doing there for her to have this? What were you doing entertaining somebody like that or whatever? But like I said, we kept going on. About 5 months out into my pregnancy, even before then, the doctor put me on bed rest. So I was on bed rest at home. And then we lost the twins 5 months out in a pregnancy. So I went ninja crazy. So I went out to where it says I could show this. Jelly said, do you guys see Jelly's comments? He paid for that job. These ninjas. Yeah, that's what they do, right? And that's all that happened. I'm pretty sure that's all that happened, right? Yeah, we'll leave the rest as history. I went into the hospital and I was scared. I was so scared. I think it's called the trembellum position. That's when they put you in the bed in the hospital and you're upside down, like you're like right side up. So that's how I was in the hospital for a while, upside down. And 5 months into pregnancy, I kept telling them, like, this don't feel like, I just knew something was wrong, like, but I felt the babies moving. They were moving. But whatever was happening to me, with me being upside down and whatever was going on, the babies just came right out. And I remember he had went to work that morning. He left the hospital and went to work that morning. And it happened about 7 o'clock in the morning. And my girlfriend was in the hospital room with me because when he left, she came and she stayed with me. And she was in the hospital with me. Thank you, Shamila. Trendembella. Yeah, Trendembella. You know what I'm talking. You see, that's why I love my sisters. Like, I appreciate you coming through for me. Just look in the channel, y'all. You'll see the correct spelling of the word that I was right side up in the hospital trying to keep the babies in. Yup, that's it right there. So while I was there, I remember I kept asking the doctors, like, I need something for the pain. I need something for the pain. I was in pain for days. And the doctor said, they kept giving me Percocet. They're like, we can't give you any more. Like you've maxed out. And I'm like, but the pain, you don't understand. Like the pain. I was just losing it, like going crazy. The pain was so horrible. And I remember that morning around 7:00 in the morning, while I was laying on the bed, I just remember saying to my girlfriend, it happened. She was like, no, Vanessa, no, you're doing I said, yeah, it happened. Because I felt when the first baby came out and was by my leg moving, I didn't look. I didn't want to look because I knew it wasn't time. So I didn't want to look. Then my girlfriend ran and called the doctors to come in, and the second baby came out and was by my leg. And I was just like, yep, it happened. I fought a fight, I fought a good fight, and it happened. But I remember before it happened, I had a dream that I had two boys in the dream, and that they were wrapped around in pink blanket. And I remember in the dream, I was upset. I'm like, what are you doing to my boys? Wrapping them in pink blanket? Like, these are boys. Pink is for girls and blue are for boys. Why do you have my boys, babies, wrapped in a pink blanket? That was in my dream, by the way. And I don't know what happened, but I knew the babies came out and it happened, right? And the doctor, they put the babies in a corner, somewhere. And like I said, I didn't look at all. Then they told me that it was two boys. So the dream I had, and to see that there were two boys, I knew that was God's intervention. At the time, I was too numb to understand anything at all. Anything. I was too numb to even understand anything. So, that happened, and I was devastated. You could have dragged me here and I went. You could have pulled me there and I went. And I didn't know what else to do at this point. I lost it. And I remember my mom and my girlfriend were running up and down, trying to see what they could do, how they could help me, the best way that they could help me. And then he rushed from work and he came into the hospital room. And I remember him going over to the table and said, are those apples in the basket? I was like, no, that's the babies. He was like, oh my God. So that's when I took his hand and we both walked over and looked at the babies. And one had my chubby little face. And the other had his slim, slender face. But I knew it was God that brought me through it. It was really a devastating time and a devastating situation that happened. We've all been through something with a narcissist, right? Or with someone who's toxic. But everyone has a different story. And I believe that, this could go out to other people to help someone who has not yet have children with the narcissist to understand what it is that you're doing, what you're getting yourself involved in. God took those two babies because only him alone knew what these young men would have been facing. And I appreciate my experience. I had my years of crying. I had my years of pain and suffering, and I've gone through it, and I so appreciate you guys so much for your love and your support. And sometimes when we're in the huddle talking with Hario and he's reminding you guys to say, hey, leave this joker alone. I'm here to talk about it on a different level. I'm going to talk about it from my own experience with children, because the children are being affected in so many ways, and we're not bringing this to the forefront. It's not our selfish ways that we need to do this for. It has nothing to do with us personally, because if it was up to me, maybe I would have stayed longer, or maybe I would have left the first sign of trouble, right? But for whatever it's worth, I remember sitting in the backyard at my mom's house talking with him, and he said that, I just think that God is going to bless us with a baby girl, and her name's going to be Tiana. And I was just like, boy, I don't have that kind of hope right now. I wasn't trying to hear him, right? So I want to sit here and tell you that I'm angry at him, but I'm not. And I pray and I wish that you guys will get to this level of not being upset with that person, because whatever you've gone through with them is a part of your journey and it's a part of your experience. So I didn't come on here to bash anyone. I just want to share my experience with you guys and for you to understand that there's a brighter side to what you think is not happening. Okay. There's such a brighter side to what's going on. And I know I said I'll be here on for 30 minutes, so I don't want to do too much, right? So I just wanted to share at least the start to let you guys know how things started with having children with the narcissist. And with that first pregnancy, we lost twins. We both endure a loss, and we lost twins. It doesn't matter. If it wasn't for him providing the sperms, we wouldn't have the children, So I don't want to exclude him from the situation, but I want to shine light on a deeper aspect, a deeper view on everything that's going on. So I don't want us to really focus so much on the narcissist. I want us to focus on the journey and to see how we're going to go through the journey together. And that's just the start of my journey, so that you guys can understand where I'm coming from and to understand how does it help you to see, walking through my journey, do you have anything in common, anything that's similar? How can this help you to better yourself from possibly not making the same decisions that I make, or even making better decisions based on my experience? So I'm here. I'm an open book, guys. Talk to me about anything. And what I would love for us to do is, there's obviously more, because I do have surviving 2 children right now. I have a 10-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old daughter. And just so you know, there is a brighter side to it, but it's the journey. I want us to go through the journey. And yes, those 2 children surviving are with the narcissist as well. That was a part of healing as well, is having more children to heal after you've experienced something like that. So definitely want to talk with you guys more, but I also would like for you guys to put a like if you like this message or you thought it was helpful. Give me a like. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with someone that might not have had children with the narcissist as yet, looking to have children, whatever it might be. Share this content, put a comment in the comment section. Maybe let me know of a topic or something pertaining to children that you have a question and you want me to maybe go live on that or talk about it, or maybe even answer back your question. So put your comments in. For the last, we're here, 3 more minutes? Because I did want to just stay about half an hour, right? So listen, guys, like, share, subscribe, tell somebody, share this video with someone who might have had a similar experience. And I'm here. I do provide coaching services for people that are going through stuff, who don't know how to deal with a narcissist and their children. So might I tell you, I am here as a living testimony for having children with a narcissist and completely happy with my babies. So I'll leave the floor open, guys, if you want to throw a question in there for Q&A, right? And I'll just, see what questions you guys might have. And I'll try my best to answer them. Let me see. Well, thank you, guys. I see all the love in here. I see all the love. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And like Shamila said, let me see if I can put this up here, right? It says, where is it? There we go. Did I put it up? Did I do it? Yes, I did it. I did it, y'all. Shamila said, that's a word, Vanessa. And I'm hopeful that, Shamila, that it does reach you and anyone else that you know. I'm here. I've been shying away from doing this for so long. But it's time. And we know when it's time. You have nowhere else to go. You have no more excuses that you don't have your lighting set up, you don't have the right background, right? So there's no more excuses, right? That was a word. Thank you, Shamilia. Thank you. Oh, oh, we have one right here from Miss P. So I'm gonna put this one up here. Let's see what it says. Do you think the children should automatically get into counseling due to having a father as a narcissist? Thank you, Miss P, for that question. That's a really good question. Yes. My immediate answer is yes. And I would not take it away from the children. Let them go seek counseling. And if they're not comfortable, because a lot of times after coming out, after dealing with that trauma, sometimes they don't know who they can trust. Because remember, the kids are seeing deception, because when mommy's around, there's one behavior. When mommy's not around, there's a different behavior. And vice versa if it was dad, if it was dad in the situation. So they're learning deception. So there's a lot of things that the kids are learning at a young age. So sometimes they're not comfortable talking to a counselor, but maybe there's a family member like a grandma, an auntie. My children are close to their auntie. Their auntie, my bad. Their auntie. Yeah. So they'll talk with their auntie about stuff. And one thing I've always done with my children is to have an open platform where we talk about anything. We speak about stuff together. So yes, I do believe that that's a very good question, Miss P. Do you guys see this question? Very good question. It's important because you've all experienced this together. So you all should be healing together. It's not just for you. Your children are involved as well too, right? Let me see if I can find another one here. Shamilia. Okay. So Shamilia says, okay, there you go. I have 4 children with the NARC, all 4 by him. He has 8 total. Wow, Shamilia. But guess what? Those 4 that you have with them, those are your blessings. Those are your blessings, the 4 that you have with him, because you cannot bail out and skip out on your children. You're going to be there for them. You have to be there for them. You can't just pack up and leave. You can't just walk away and leave your kids. You would never do that. So God has given you a gift that only you alone can handle that job. And that's why you're their mom, because you're going to show them the brighter side of things. And they're going to live to testify that mommy was there. It don't matter what happened. Mommy was there. Okay. But it's important that you understand that you're not the only person that was affected by this relationship, marriage, relationship, or whatever you're going through. You are not the only one that's being affected by it. So remember, all the parties are involved needs to seek help for the ones who want to get help, right? Which is just you and your children, of course. So I suggest, most of us, I'm seeing in the chat here, right? Erica says, thanks for that comment, Shamilia. Thank you so much, my love. Thank you for that comment, my dear. I appreciate it. And Erica says, I have 4 kids with the ex-narc too. God bless you as well too. There are blessings. That's how I look at it. There are blessings, because a lot of times we'll see our children maybe doing something like the narc and we'll get upset, or it might trigger us. That's their identity. They didn't choose to be in this world, right? They didn't choose to be here. So we got to appreciate it, because at one point, everything about that narc seemed beautiful. So remember, the children didn't ask to be here. And however God wanted them to get here, they was going to get here one way or the other. Okay? So it's for you to determine what direction your children are going to go. And listen, you'll be just fine. You're doing an amazing job already, my love. Continue. Let me see. Any more? We're all agreeing yes on counseling, right? Yes, I agree. Yes on counseling. I agree. Yes, the children are getting adults are getting counseling. The children should get it too, because remember, guys, we come in here and we get our counseling this way. When we go in the huddles at night and we meet up, that's how we're getting our counseling. So think about the children, because if we think about them, they're the next generation. They are. So whatever we're preparing them for will help them to be in position for their future as well too. So let's set the bar high in healing and let's all get on this journey and let's heal in our silence. So the way how I came up with the name Heal Your Silence, right, is we've all been silenced. Mostly the children has been silenced, right? No one heard from them. No one is checking on them. No one is seeing like how them going on and bringing on the next generation, how it's going to affect the next set of generation, right? So I wanted to talk about this part of the silence. Like either you're sitting in silence while you're healing, or you're actually healing the silence, right? I don't know if it makes sense to you, but I fell in love with this name, Healing Your Silence. And I think it's really, really good for us to not be silent anymore and to really understand that all of us are being affected. All of us are being affected by this. And as we go along with more of the journey, we'll definitely talk about a lot of things. If you guys have any more questions for me, anything. So if you like this content, guys, just put, I don't know, we're healed or we're healing in the comment section. And I'll go ahead and I'll put in we're healing, right? Followed with some hearts so we can love on up and get out of here, right? Thank you guys again for joining me tonight. I so appreciate you guys so much. So what do we say we're typing in? We're healing. So come on, guys, let's type it in there. We're healing, right? We are healing. And I'm typing in mine. We are healing. Yes. We are healing. Come on, guys. Put in we are healing in the comments. Thank you, Kaya. Thank you. I appreciate you too, my dear. Thank you. We are healing, guys. Put in some hearts. Let me put it in on my phone. I'm not savvy yet with the computer, so I'm going to go on my phone here, and I'm going to drop some hearts in the comment, right? We are healing. Yes, we are healing. Absolutely, we are healing. Beautiful. I thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I thank you guys so, so much. Yes, we are healing, guys. We are healing. I love you guys so much. I don't know if there's any guys in here, but I'm going to be general. Thank you, my brothers and my sisters, for joining me tonight and healing. We're going to heal our silence. We're no longer silent about this thing. Let's expose this thing and let's heal together. It's not to seek revenge. It's to get stronger. So as we sit here and talk, guys, I thank you so much wherever you guys are. I love you too, Erica. Mwah! I love you too, my dear. I love you. Thanks, Chelly, for believing in me, pushing me, right? Thanks, Miss P, my cheerleader, right, for cheering me on, my children. And, thank you, my other supporters, right? Kaya, where's Demetria, Shamilia? Where are you guys? Thank you guys so much for coming in here and supporting me. Mendon Mahogany, my Long Island neighbor, right? Thank you so much. I'm in Queens. Thank you so much for supporting me, guys. I so do appreciate you guys so much. And the only way we could heal really is to be transparent. Take off the Band-Aid and let's do this. Take off the Band-Aid. Let's do this. Let's do it, guys. We doing this together. We in this together. I love you, Shamilia. I love you, Miss P. Come on, we can do this all night now. But listen, guys, I'm gonna get off of here and I'm gonna let you guys, get on. If you're home already, rest up well. If you're traveling, please travel safe. And I'm going to figure out like a good time. I kind of like this 9:30 Tuesday thing. I don't know, but because it's too close to my girl Chelly. So I'm going to figure out a time and try to stick with it so that it works for everyone. So, you guys could send me suggestions or stuff like that. Leave it in the comment section of times that you think, and I'll put that into consideration just so we all could, my bad. So we all could benefit from this, because I think it's going to be a lot of good contents coming from this. So you're a natural. Miss P, please do not flatter me at a time like this. I'm on camera. Come on now. Go easy with me. Saturdays and Sundays. All right. So we'll start. putting something together and figure it out. Thank you guys again. Have an amazing night. I'll go ahead and put some hearts in here again, right? Put some hearts. Good night, y'all. Good night. Good night. Good night. Love you. Love you all. Good night, y'all. Good night. Good night. Good night, y'all. Good night. Good night. Good night. Oh, you guys made me feel so special. Like, really, like, I appreciate it. You guys are here supporting me. That's what I said. I knew if I was sitting with my family, it would be so comfortable sitting with my family. We don't have to be blood to be family. And y'all made me feel so comfortable. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Good night, y'all. Good night. Good night.